For some hours now, I've been trying to turn on the ignition, to turn the key to crank the engine, but every single time I try, I hear a click sound, one click sound, and that's it. So I went to Google and search what might be the case, and turns out if you hear one click after turning the ignition, that means that the starter motor has failed. That's the most probable issue. First, I checked the battery using my diagnostic tool, and the battery level is at 12.5, so that's good enough to start the engine. I also checked fuel filter, it was well fitted. I also checked where the fuel pressure at the engine is, and I could hear fuel priming all the way to the engine. So I was left with one option, and that's the starter motor. So I contacted my pal. Actually, I'm a mechanic, and he sent me another starter motor to replace the one that is currently in the vehicle. So we're going to be replacing the starter motor and see if it's a success. First off, the starter motor is right next to the gearbox on the passenger side, so this side where the airbox is. And the first thing that we'll do is remove the terminals of the battery. After removing the terminals of the battery, oh, that's quite heavy. So the battery, I've removed it with 10 mm socket wrench, and then the airbox, we can just move it to the side, but it's advisable for you to remove it. Don't do what I'm doing. Not advisable. I'm not a mechanic. Yep. So let me first move the airbox. Now that the airbox is aside, we have more space to work. This is the starter motor that is defective that we want to change, and to access it, we have to remove the battery seats. So the battery seat can be opened using 10 mm socket wrench, similar to the battery. Just 2 bolts and it's off. Set it aside. Now we have kind of enough room to access the starter motor. So the starter motor has 2 bolts, one over here and another one down this way, and the only way to open it is the easiest way is to use 16 mm socket wrench to open the 2 bolts. It also has 2 connections, 2 wiring harnesses. So we have the ground that is connected over here. So this is the ground, can be opened using 13 mm socket wrench, and we have the other connector that is hiding somewhere here. Let me see. Yes, so this connector is from the positive end, and also it's connected from the ignition. So whenever you turn the ignition, it completes the circuit so that the starter motor can crank. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the 2 bolts using the socket wrench. In other models, I noticed that this other bolt can be easily accessed from below, but in this model there are a lot of things. I think this is the mechatronic unit that is on our way, so we can't access it from down below. There are also a lot of plumbing and wiring here that I don't want to open, so just to access this from below. So let me go ahead and undo these bolts. So I have undone the first bolt onto my second bolt that is down here. It's a fiddly job, so I'll do it off camera. So that's done. Now the starter motor is free and it's out. So this is the old starter motor that was giving us problem. So it's quite there's a little bit of difference between the two. You can see the one that I took out is a little bit shorter. I'm afraid it won't go in, but let's see how it goes. Success! It's in. All that is left is to tighten the bolts and put back everything as it was. So first I'll just tighten the bolts with my hand, and then after that I'll use the socket wrench to fasten it. One down, next to go. This is a little bit fiddly, but let's see. So I need both hands. Fiddling job is done. So I'll fasten the right and the left bolt with my hand. I don't know if the other bolt will be visible. Yes, you can see it down there. That's the other bolt. So what's next is to finish the job with a 16mm socket wrench. So the wrench is in. All that is left is to just tighten. That's super tight. Don't think there's need to tighten more than that. Now this other that is down here. I can do it with one hand. Done. Super tight as well. Yep. So what's left is to connect the starter relay, the ground and positive terminal from the starter relay. So we'll start with the ground. Where is it? Found it. Here it is. Like I said, 13mm socket. We'll close that. So I have my 13. Have my 13mm. First I'll fasten it with my hands. There we go. That's super tight. Then we have this cover, again super tight. Now the relay from the starter, and it's in. Oh, yep, in. So that's done. Now we are going to be returning the battery seat. Here's the battery seat. So the 210mm bolts. So 10mm sockets. That's tight. That's done. So now it's time to return the airbox. Like I said, it's better to unclip the airbox from here because you might risk damaging it. So the airbox is back, and there is one Allen key. There's one Allen key that fastens it from here. So it's I think a 1/4 inch. I'm not sure, but that's the one. That's done. It's super tight. So there are 2 more clips. One is down here, and I can see it's already in. And then there's another one that is way down below the airbox. That's already in. So I know we're missing some vents over here, but that will be sorted out. Time to return the battery and then try to start the vehicle to see if we have sorted the problem. So the battery is back in, but first we'll put the battery cover. So battery is back in and we have power. I can hear a couple of components priming. So everything is back to its position. We are going to turn on the vehicle and see if the new starter motor will work. So someone tells me that this old starter can be refurbished, so a little bit of winding and cleaning of the terminals would make it back. So I'll try and see if I can do it by myself, and then we will put it back to see if it works. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Success. Smell of victory. So after taking out the battery, there are a couple of warning lights, but I know when I turn the steering wheel they will disappear. Okay, so ABS is gone. We just have one warning light of the rear fog lights, and that's how you replace the starter motor of a VW Golf MK6 twin charger.